Greetings, guys and gals. It's Hannah the Omaha Introvert, and I'm back for what is essentially a vinyl finds video, but it's albums that have been in heavy rotation for me in the last week. Yeah, I just wanted to check in amidst my move, and I'm glad my last video was helpful where I talked all about buying used records online. I got a lot of good feedback on that one, so I appreciate it, and I appreciate everyone who is new here and watching. Thanks for being here. And this is the last video where you're gonna see this type of makeshift background, because next week is moving week, official moving week, and I'm so excited. I ordered 2 more record shelves and they got here today from IKEA. The spinning CD cabinet, I ordered the parts for that also arrived today, like within a half hour of each other. So everything worked out well there. We're gonna set everything up this weekend, start moving stuff in as far as my media collection this weekend. So yeah, I can't wait to film from my new location. Hopefully I can do a nice little room tour when it is all put together. But everything is just kind of happening right now all at once. My grandma passed away this past Saturday. So yeah, next week is just going to be really emotional and busy, I guess, because, you know, her funeral's next week and moving and tax season just ended. And it's just like this year has been just kind of crazy so far. And I'm not asking for sympathy or anything. I'm just kind of sharing with you what's going on in my world and Hannah's world right now. So yeah, let's get on with the spins, the finds. So this is new to my collection. This is Tears for Fears and their debut album, The Hurting. Now this is actually a 1987 reissue on Mercury, which I was happy with. It's a US press. Such fantastic influences on this record. Anyone from Gary Newman, Depeche Mode, OMD, the list goes on and on. This is also a very harrowing record, but you know, that being said, I'm always in the mood to listen to this. Their song Mad World, which I'm sure all of you know, is on this record. Other songs I love: Pale Shelter, Memories Fade, Watch Me Bleed, Change. Yeah, this is just an incredible album, so I own this one from Tears for Fears now. Yay! The next one I've wanted in my collection for quite some time. I have just been holding out for a near mint copy. This is more of a nostalgic record for me. It's also probably my second favorite Fleetwood Mac album. This is Tango in the Night. This was released in 1987 and it is on Warner Brothers right there. So on this one, you know, Stevie Nicks doesn't shine as much. She was dealing with some issues during this era, as you all know, I'm sure. But Lindsey Buckingham and Christine McVie really take the reins on this one. I just love the atmospheric and haunting vibe of this record. It's very melodic. Definitely transports you to a different time. Like, this is just different times, and it's very much a timepiece. So, big love. 7 Wonders, I also used to love that, the video for that. Everywhere, of course. Little Lies, it's pretty excellent. So that was more of a nostalgic pickup for me, and it is near mint, so pretty happy about that one. Next, I decided to pick up this reissue from Buzzcocks, and this is their debut, by the way. So I kind of gave up on finding an original. I've just never seen it here in the States. I'm sure it's more prevalent overseas and in the UK, but here I don't see early copies of it. So I went for this Domino reissue, and it sounds pretty excellent. So I'm happy with this pickup. Probably my favorite of the pop punk bands of that era, for sure. Like, this is the band for pop punk. Those chainsaw guitars are awesome. Autonomy, I don't mind. I mean, there's some classics on here. Love Battery. So I just find Pete Shelley's vocals really endearing. I've always liked them. So he's a favorite. And yep, this is a must own in your punk collection. Buzzcocks, another music in a different kitchen. I'm going to be showing a few gifts that I received in this video as well that I probably should have shown a while ago but didn't get to until this video. So the first one, I have Jared to thank, and this is actually better than I thought it would be. So this is, I would say this is an essential power pop record, and this is the Elvis Brothers with their first album, Movin' Up. And I have to admit that I have seen this in the wild at least once before, but I did not grab it because I just didn't know what it was. And I think that in John Borak's book, Shake Some Action, I think there's a short write-up in there on this album. But Jared, I thank you for sending this to me because it is absolutely infectious. This is an incredible album. It is on Portrait. And yeah, the record came in excellent condition, so I'm very happy. Here's the inner sleeve. I'm gonna do a fun little drawing here. I would say if you like Marshall Crenshaw, if you like the Romantics with some rockabilly thrown in, you're gonna want to check this out for sure. There is some cheese on this. There's maybe 2 songs I couldn't quite connect with. I think Red Dress was one of them. It's So Hard. That song is so good. Check this album out if you're a power pop fan. This was released in 1983. Killer stuff. Thank you once again, Jared. You know, he actually sent me another record as well. I'm reserving it for a future themed video. So I'm very excited about that one. And a few of you, like, I've kind of hinted about that video, what it's going to be about, but it's going to be a very special topic. I'll just say that. All right, so next, I think I'm going to show, let's see, what do I want to show? Let's show Danielle Dax. Yeah. So recently I got into Danielle Dax and I stumbled upon a few of her 12-inch records. So this one is Big Hollow Man. It's the first one. And the artwork on her 12-inch singles as well as her studio LPs, like, they're works of art. Seriously, look at that. And then this one, yeah, that's Yummer Man. And then we've got Cat House. Just gorgeous artwork. So she's kind of a, Danielle Dax is kind of a force all of her own. She's very unique. She's an experimental artist. She's a multi-instrumentalist. Different genres exist in her music. So expect to hear some goth tones, some post-punk, some Middle Eastern influences, pop, just kind of an amalgamation of different styles. And that's kind of what draws me to her, is that she mixes it up, you know? So, and she's an artist from England. I think I'm going to be looking for some of her studio albums in the future. I think somebody mentioned Inky Bloaters as one to be on the lookout for sure. So I will be on the lookout for that one. And I think The Damned actually covered her Cat House song on tour, or they have in the past. So that's kind of neat. So Danielle Dax, she brings something different to the table. Speaking of post-punk, so I wish I had this one to show when I did my 1981 video, but I did not. I just found this surprisingly down at a store here in Omaha called Vinyl Cup Records. It was kind of the last place I would expect to find this album. I just don't typically have a lot of good luck at Vinyl Cup, but this one was there, and this is Romeo Void. It's a Condition. I have their follow-up album called Benefactor, but this is the one I was after, so really exciting to have this. This is like, I don't know, sexy post-punk, if I were to describe it. I'll just show this label real quick. 415 Records. They're also new wave. There's some very tasteful saxophone thrown in there too. But Deborah's voice, Deborah Ayal, I'm not sure how you pronounce her last name, but I really love her voice. So there's a reason I pulled out the Waitresses. So you could probably compare Romeo Void to the Waitresses and also Suburban Lawns. So they kind of bring some uniqueness in their music. And this is just a fascinating listen. I love this. I had this on the turntable a couple of times this week. The songs I really loved are Love is an Illness, check that out, and I Mean It. Wow. Love this band, love this album, Romeo Void. So next I'm showing a monster of a jazz record that I did not have in my collection. Thank you, Paul at Baraka P-Dub, for making sure this got into my collection. So he sent me this legacy vinyl pressing of Kind of Blue by Miles Davis, and it's on 180 gram, high quality, heavyweight vinyl. And I haven't heard any other pressings of this, but I'm very happy with this one. And yeah, it's just on black vinyl. Honestly, I had not properly heard this in its entirety until this year. And you know, this is known as probably one of the most accessible jazz records, maybe the most accessible jazz record. This is jazz I can get on board with. I really enjoy this. And I cannot do free jazz, okay? I'll just say free jazz is out for me. I'm still warming up to jazz. I'm more of a rock and roll girl. I just am. Like, since I was a kid, I was raised on rock and roll, so it's been kind of hard for me to transition into some more jazz. But this past year especially, I would say I've been more open to hearing more jazz and just kind of, you know, expanding my musical horizons, as it were. So really enjoy this listen. I listened to it a couple of times this week. Each note has a purpose. I love the drumming on the album. All of the instrumentation is good. Has a lot of depth. So I'm not going to say any more because why would I? You already know this record. At least most of you do. So I was just late to the party. I'm late to the party with jazz. Give me time. I'm warming up to it. You know, small doses for me. So yeah, thank you again, Paul, for that. Next, I want to share a very generous package I received from a viewer in Belgium. Patrick in Belgium sent me just this huge box, and I was just like, what could be in there? So Chris and I opened the box, and there was just a ton of Belgium and Swiss chocolates and sweet treats. And he sent me 2 hats, which are boxed up right now, but those will definitely keep me warm in the winter. And he sent me these awesome Echo and the Bunnymen books. So he sent me this first one by Tony Fletcher, Never Stop, the Echo and the Bunnymen story. Right up my alley. This is one of my favorite bands. He sent me that. And Turquoise Days, The Weird World of Echo and the Bunnymen by Chris Adams. Amazing to have received these. So he sent me 2 records. The first one is Band of Susans with their album Hope Against Hope, and this is their debut album. So the album I have of theirs is called The Word in the Flesh, and the cover art has a guitar on it. That's a very good record. So this is their first one. I don't even think I've seen this in the wild at all. So it was quite a shock to see this one in there. Very pleasantly surprised. Here is the inner sleeve. Very cool picture. Show the vinyl. Right here. Very nice. So this is not their best album, I would say, but it's definitely worth a listen, and it foreshadows what's to come. So their sound is experimental. They have like shoegazing guitars. Yeah, I really dig their guitar sound. I would suggest checking out Throne of Blood, that song, or Hope Against Hope, the title track. So yes, thank you, Patrick. Band of Susans, excellent band, and one I have never seen in the wild. Okay, now this one, this was amazing. So he sent me a copy of the Stranglers La Folie, and this is a limited edition. So I have number 16. So this is a reissue. The reissue is from 2018, and it's a 2 LP. One of the records is black, the other one is pink. I'll just show the pink one right there. So yes, 2 LP, but what's so amazing about this is that it came with an insert signed, members of the band. So this insert is signed. I saw the price on this. There was a slip included, and this was not cheap. So I once again, I was shocked by this. This is the Stranglers' 6th album, originally released in 1981, and again, I would have shown this in my 1981 video if I had it. The single for them on this that was pretty big for them was Golden Brown. This is more of their new wave-y era. Their earlier stuff was more punk. This is new wave. It's got some punchy tunes on this. I think maybe this might be like a misunderstood record from the Stranglers because it may not be as even, you know, it kind of lacks some focus, but I really do love this record. I love the sound of it. Let Me Introduce You to the Family. That one's also really good. So pretty solid record, and just this signed insert from the band. That's icing on the cake. That is so cool. So those are the records I've been enjoying and spinning all week. Thank you so much to Patrick, Paul, and Jared for sending me some of those. Of course I have so much to show, but we're just gonna keep this kind of light due to everything going on in my life right now. So for my next video, which most likely will not be next week, but the following week, you will see a new setting, a new background. Take care, y'all. Bye.